Hi, this is Kendra from Pencil and Pigment, and today I'm making a swatch card of all the colors and tubes that I purchased a couple weeks ago for my last art supply haul. And if you want to see that video, I will link it down below. But I just take a piece of really nice arches. This is the 300 gram, and I divide it all out, and I use a waterproof pen. I use a Micron. I've used them for decades. I have some that are really, really old Micron pens, and they stay good. Like, the ink's still good after 20 years. So what I'm doing is I'm doing full strength of the color. I put the name of the color on top, full strength, and then I sort of just bring the color down. I want to see middle ranges, and then I want to see what happens when it's really, really pale. Because how it looks full strength and how it looks watered down can be very, very different, and I want to see both of those on a swatch card. And I just cut these to fit to make sure they fit in whatever palette I'm sticking them in. So there is my Verdant green, and that's probably how I'll keep it on there. And I've kind of put some of the colors that are closest. Like, this is Ultramarine Finest, and this is French Ultramarine. This is Quinacridone Coral, and this is Da Vinci Red. These colors are really, really close, so I have them sitting next to each other in my chart. But otherwise, it's not really color specific. But I wanted to make a color today, a convenience color that's Lightfast. So I'm taking the Schmincke Hodrum Aquarelle in French Ultramarine, and I'm just using a plate here because I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. And then I'm taking the Da Vinci in Burnt Umber. You can see that right there. And again, I'll link everything that I'm talking about and everything I'm using. And we're going to make a beautiful gray with these two watercolors. And whatever I have left, I'll just put into a pan so nothing goes to waste, because I do not like wasting my watercolors. So, and depending on how much brown you want is how warm you're going to make your gray. So here is the gray, and this is such a rich Payne's gray, and I thought we would paint something with it. Wouldn't that be fun? And I'm just going to mix all mine up with my paintbrush, and then I will scrape it before it dries while it's still tacky and put it into a pan. And I mix my pans. I either use like a sewing needle, or if I can't find one, I use a paper clip that I've unfolded to make sure that my mixes that I put in my pans dry. And here's a little pan I'm referring to. Just a pan that goes into a little watercolor box. I'll add some more water. And that's beautiful. It looks heavy on the brown. I might add just a hair more blue. I love blue. Blue is supposed to be the most popular color. It's the color that people love the most. And I don't know if that's because of ocean and sky or what that is. So this is a really interesting color we're making. Now, I have a piece of watercolor paper. I'm just using a student grade for this demo, as I often do. I don't want to waste too much stuff, and I thought, wouldn't it be fun just to kind of paint a bird or a crow real quick? Just a little 5-minute doodle with this really interesting gray we made using umber and ultramarine. And I'm just, if you want to see what I'm doing, I am thinning the color out on my plate. These colors are highly granulating from this company, which means that they try and constantly pull apart and divide themselves back out. So the wetter it becomes, the more granulating it looks when it dries. And that is such a beautiful effect. So when I think of, make sure I'm drawing this high enough for you to see. When I think of a bird, I'll just do a crow. And little beak there. And he's kind of looking off in the distance, being beautiful. Birds are such a beautiful thing to paint and draw. Okay. And I might need a bigger paintbrush. Let's do that. Save ourselves a little bit of time here. And we need some tail feathers, and that helps them get their wind. But you can see on my plate that the blue and the brown are pulling apart from each other. They don't want to stay together in this mixed gray combination. And that's what we want. We want them to pull apart. We want it to granulate and create really interesting effects when it dries. That's the whole point and purpose of this really unique combination. And a lot of companies will sell these type of granulating, these dual tone convenience color combinations, but you have to make sure when you buy those that you research to make sure they're Lightfast. And if they're not Lightfast, that's not something you can find if you've looked at reviews or you've read reviews and people are like, yeah, it's beautiful, but it's not good for commissions or anything like that. Only use it for your sketchbook or print reproduction. Then maybe consider making some of your own. Like maybe that's a thing. Should we give a moon? I feel like this bird's out at nighttime. There's a moon. And stars. And I'm just tapping my paintbrush. But there's so many ways to color combine in color theory. Like, isn't that beautiful? The blue and the brown pulling apart. If I do something really, really wet, like if I lay down a layer of wet first, let's say this bird is on a tree branch, and here is just a layer of water. So I'm just going to do a wet on wet effect with this mixture we've made. And I just lightly tap the color in to the water. And you can see the bloom effect, where once the water hits the water, it spreads out. And this is going to granulate and pull apart even more with this wet on wet effect. And just continue to look and be beautiful. So now our bird is no longer floating in space. Now it is attached to a branch of some form in a tree situation. So maybe this branch has branches. I thought this would be kind of October, give an October feel. But you can see this beautiful gray is a blue and a brown that pulls apart. And it's such a incredible way to paint something simple but have it be beautiful and look more detailed with two colors built into as one. And this was just two colors. There's ways to combine 3 colors and create an effect like this. And if you want me to do another mix and show you a really another cool combination where 2 watercolor colors mixed together pull apart and make a whole new color, I can do that for you. Like it's super fun, and you can see how easy that was. You just have to make sure that the tubes you buy have been Lightfast tested, and these ones have. So these 2 are very good for this combination. I hope this was interesting. I hope this helped. I know some people laminate their swatch cards, and some people use like really wide packing tape to kind of seal them, but I just leave them as is, and I just like to see them under the light. Some people add black stripes with permanent ink. That way they can see how transparent or opaque their watercolors are, and that's another idea when creating a swatch. I hope this helps. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you all tomorrow. Bye.